Hello, hello, hello. Hello, everyone. This is Dr. Sin, your board certified OBGYN, national speaker, and vulvar skin specialist. Welcome to Unveiling the Private Face. So, as you guys join, please like and share. Please like and share as you guys join. We're going to do some fun things tonight. So I hope you all enjoy. Tonight we are talking about maximizing the vaginal health with the Private Face Smoothie. So of course it makes sense for my trivia question to be something related to the vagina, correct? So, you guys, over the years, the underwear that we wear have been called multiple things. Bloomers, knickers, you name it, okay? When did we start using the term panties? Does anyone know? Hello, guys. Alicia, Renee, Ayana, thanks for joining me. Please like and share. And the trivia question tonight is, when did we start using the term panties when it comes to underwear? Does anyone know? If you know, please post it in the chat. Please post in the chat if you know when we start using the term panties. Many years ago, they used the term bloomers. Okay. Amelia Bloomer was the one who promoted the name bloomers for women's underwear, and that was in 1849. Prior to that, in Britain, they called them knickers, like in the early 19th century. But underwear goes all the way back to early Egyptian times, okay, from like 4400 BC. And at that point, it was called shinty. But when did we start using the term panties? Does anyone know? Hello, Lynn. Thanks for joining. So our trivia question is for today is, when did we start using the term panties for women's underwear? Does anyone know? So I'll give others a little more time to get in. We're going to have a little bit of fun tonight. I think you guys will really enjoy it. We've been somewhat serious the last few weeks, and now it's time to get back to the private face. All right, we're talking about panties right now. The term panties. When did we start using the term panties when it comes to women's underwear? Does anyone know the answer? I'll give you guys a little bit more time, but I do have some wonderful news to share. Hopefully the 15th of this month, we will be starting virtual GYN. Okay? And it's a place where women can go to schedule urgent gynecology appointments and if they're interested in a second opinion consultation. So we plan to start on the 15th of this month. But if you would like to be made aware when we become active with our new venture, please email info@virtualgyn.com. Info, I-N-F-O, at virtualgyn, virtualgyn.com. Make sure you leave the state that you are currently residing in so we can even update you when we're offering these services to your particular state. So, does anyone know? I'm going to move my screen a little bit. People have been telling me that I'm not, oh, there we go. I see 1913. I like that answer for various reasons, but 1913 is not correct. All right, guys, it's 1908. I love 1913, but 1908 is when we started using the term panties when it comes to women's underwear. So once again, I am Dr. Sin, board certified OBGYN, national speaker, and vulvar skin specialist. I help women to understand and optimize the skincare of the vulva, or what I like to term the private face, so that they realize that this area can be just as beautiful as their public face. So today we're talking about vaginal health. And we're going to show you how to improve your vaginal health with what I call the Private Face Smoothie. Okay? So, I am going live from both Facebook and Instagram. So, I need for you guys to bear with me because I am trying to control everything myself. Okay. So, let's talk about the vagina. So many times we as women, we either think or we've been taught through the years that we can control the health of our vagina based on what we're doing on the outside, either placing things on the vulva or placing things inside of the vagina. And really that's not the case, all right? We should not be putting anything inside of the vagina. To improve vaginal health, we have to start with our overall health, okay? And the first thing about our overall health is hygiene. So once again, the first thing about vaginal health is hygiene. Once again, technically, I'm just working on a few things. You guys bear with me. All right. So, hygiene. Many women are still unsure about proper hygiene for the vagina and for the vulva, okay? In order for things to be as clean as they're supposed to be, there is no need to place anything in the vagina. The vagina is a natural cleaning, self-cleaning organism, okay? So you don't have to place anything in there. We do not like for women to douche. When you douche, you wash away your body's natural defense system, okay? You're washing away all the antibiotics. You're washing away all the bugs that are present that keeps bad bugs away, okay? So we need our good bugs there. That's our army. That's our natural defense. For example, our lactobacilli. We do not want to wash those things away, all right? Now, when it comes to cleaning the outside, for many years, women felt that, well, the stronger the scent of my soap, the better. That's not really true. Because if we're not cleaning well, all we're doing is covering up dirt and bacteria with smell. And that's never good. Actually, that'll make the smell worse. You may hear all you need to do is clean with water. That's technically correct, you know. It's okay to use soaps. The recommendation is that you use mild soaps. But even if you choose to clean only with water, you have to make sure that you're cleaning within the folds, okay? You have to make sure that you're within the folds of the labia and that you're cleaning in that area. Because we talked about the vagina being a self-cleaning organism, right? So when it cleanses itself, that vaginal discharge goes somewhere, right? So when it comes out, we don't want it settling in the crevices of our labia, because that's just an area where dead skin cells and bacteria are settling if we're not properly cleaning, all right? So a lot of women like the big loofah brushes, sponges to clean with, and that's okay. It even helps to exfoliate the mons pubis and even externally the labia majora. But when it comes to getting in between those folds, don't use that big loofah brush, okay? That can cause some irritation. That area is very sensitive and it's very easy for the skin to break down. My recommendation is to use a washcloth. You can use your hand, or you can get the special washcloths that are gloves to use your vaginal opening. Don't go inside, but right where the opening is, okay? Like the porch to your house, okay? We want to clean the porch to your house. And the glove works great. If you want a little bit of a scent, it's okay. Try to use something that's hypoallergenic, like the Summer Eve's products. They work pretty good. So just something to think about. Let's see what you're saying here. Good info. Thank you. Thank you, Angela, for joining. As you guys join, please like and share as you join. So we know we want to stay away from douching because that's not going to help us. We know we want to stay away from super duper scented soaps. A little scent is okay. The key is making sure that it's hypoallergenic. And be careful with flavored condoms. Okay? Flavored condoms can cause some irritation, and it can cause somewhat of an odor as well. So those are the things I want you to think about. Now, our trivia question tonight was about panties, and when did we start using the term panties, which was in 1908. And I want to talk about panties briefly because they do affect our vaginal health. For aesthetic reasons, a lot of us like to wear G-strings or thongs. We have to be extremely careful when it comes to G-strings and thongs, all right? The wider the seat, the more comfortable the panty is. When you have a thong on, that seat becomes narrow, and with a G-string, it's extremely narrow, all right? So with a G-string, you are basically in the crack of the door to your house, okay? And it allows a lot of that discharge where the body is cleaning itself to settle on that G-string. So that's something to think about. Once again, that skin is very sensitive. It's very easy to tear, to have little micro tears. The G-string will make you more prone for micro tears, which in turn can make you more prone for bacterial infections in the skin. Now, if for any reason you just cannot live without your G-string or even your thong, you want to make sure that it is somewhat loose and fitting, okay? You do not want it to be super duper snug. And then the body is not able to breathe. That natural discharge that it's trying to get rid of, it's going to settle on those areas. And once again, you do not want to cause micro trauma to that very sensitive tissue. So that's just some things to think about. All right. So what about discharge? Is that normal? Yes, it is. It is very normal to have vaginal discharge. Normally, vaginal discharge is clear. It can be a little mucousy, especially around the time of ovulation. It can be a little bit white in color. Those things are normal. And women should get used to what their discharge looks like. All right. Now, if your discharge is green and yellow, you need to come see me. Or call or email or go online to virtualgyn.com and let me help you out, okay? Also, if you have a very fishy odor, that's not right, okay? You need to see someone. All of us may have a little bit of an odor, our natural odor, and every woman's smell will be a little bit different. And a lot of that is normal. We're all very unique. However, if you feel that your personal odor has changed abruptly, my recommendation is for you to be seen. Let somebody check it out and see what's happening. Let's make sure that you don't have a yeast infection. Let's make sure you don't have bacterial vaginosis. If you get a curdy, white, super thick discharge, that's abnormal. That's likely an overgrowth of yeast. So these things you need to get checked out. If your discharge is streaked with blood and it's not time for your period, or you're postmenopausal, please make sure that you go in to be seen. So that brings us to that smell down there. All right. Many women want to know, what can they do? Are there things that they can do to control the smell? And are there things that they can do to potentially control the taste down there? And my answer is yes. Okay. So once again, improving the smell, improving the taste, all starts with improving our overall health. That's the key, improving the overall health. So if you have a super duper special occasion coming up and you guys go out to dinner, some of the foods that you want to avoid would be asparagus. That's not going to be good down there. Okay, you will notice, or someone will notice, a change in the taste if you're eating a lot of asparagus. So I recommend staying away from the asparagus, not just the day of, but also the day before. Foods heavily seasoned with curry definitely will impact the taste. All right? So we love to go to special restaurants for special nights and all that. Keep that in mind. All right. So a good way to think about it, you know how you can eat certain things, and when you go to the restroom, you can smell the very thing that you just ate. Well, if you can smell it in your urine, pretty much you can smell it in your vagina. Okay. So that's just a simple rule of thumb for people to be mindful of. So there's been no true definitive studies that say one thing or another can improve the taste of the vagina or the overall smell of the vagina, other than the basic scent that we all have. Well, I believe that's true if you're only doing it for one night. Okay, so if you have a special occasion and that morning you decide to eat a bowl of pineapples, it's probably not going to make that big of a difference, right? But if you are improving what you're eating and eating things that can impact the vagina over an extended period of time, then you can improve not just the smell, not just the taste, but the overall health of your vagina. So I don't want to delay. Let's get right to it. I've created a Private Face Smoothie, okay? And it's for overall health of the vagina. But if you guys try this smoothie for, let's say, breakfast every morning for a week, maybe 3 or 4 times a week, please let me know next week if there was a difference in the smell, and definitely if you notice or someone noticed a difference in the taste, okay? Are we cool with that? Any questions right now? Does anyone have any questions? No questions right now? All right, well, let's get to it because I'm excited about the Private Face Smoothie. So the first ingredient in the Private Face Smoothie is coconut water, okay? And I get the coconut water that also has just a hint of pineapple in it because I love pineapples, and I'm a firm believer that pineapples, that they do improve the taste of the vagina. The next thing that we use is spinach, okay? And make sure I just do 1 handful of spinach. I use a 1/2 cup of coconut water. With the spinach, remove the stems because the stems can make the taste of your smoothie just a little bit more bitter. So I strongly recommend removing the stems. So this is a 1/2 cup of coconut water and 1 handful. You don't have to measure it, just get 1 handful of spinach. So before I do anything else, I like to blend this because the last thing you want is to be drinking this wonderful drink and then you get little leaves of spinach in there, okay? So let's take care of our spinach. So I do it just a little bit, and then I take time out to push all my little extra leaves down, just because me personally, I do not like the taste. I mean, I like spinach, but I don't like getting little chunks of leaves all in my drink. Okay. So then I do it one more time. Spinach. So let's talk about coconut water. Why do we use coconut water? Coconut water is great for hydration. It has a lot of nutrients in coconut water. Okay, you have a lot of vitamin C, a lot of vitamin A. Vitamin A is really good, guys, for keeping the pores from being clogged. Okay, clogged pores cause ingrown hairs. And the last place we want an ingrown hair, right, is in the private face. So spinach is a superfood. It has the vitamin A. It has the vitamin C. It has your potassium. Okay, so this is the base of our smoothie. Now, after that, I add 2 teaspoons of Manuka honey. Manuka honey is very, very good for wound healing. So for women who are postmenopausal and maybe with the vaginal dryness, they're prone to little micro tears, Manuka honey will help with that. All right. So after the Manuka honey, we are going to add some coconut oil. Now, some may say, oh, why are we using coconut oil when 84% of coconut oil is made up of saturated fats? Well, yeah, that is true, but it's a different type of fat than what you find in like your red meats and your dairies, things of that nature, okay? Those saturated fats are like long chain fats. Coconut oil is medium chain, all right? So you're not having the negative effects, but you can get a lot of positive effects, all right? So the coconut oil should help with our lubrication, as far as vaginal lubrication, especially as we start to age, all right? So just keep all those things in mind. So what I like to do, because I have honey in there as well, I just want to make sure that we get a nice little mixture of that. So I blend it up again. Now, in my preparation, I do everything the night before. I have everything ready. I don't have time in the mornings to sit there and pull the stems off of baby spinach, okay? So you can easily prep everything ahead of time. Just put them in little baggies, and then in the morning, all you got to do is grab your baggies, all right? So we use 2 teaspoons of Manuka honey, and we use 1 tablespoon of coconut oil, and we mixed it. All right. Now we're adding a 1/2 cup of cranberry juice. We know cranberry juice is bactericidal. It kills bacteria. All right. Cranberry juice also has a lot of anti-inflammatory components. All right. So that's going to keep our pH right where it needs to be. It's going to keep everything healing the way it needs to heal, especially depending on your activities. Every person is different, all right? So that's a good ingredient to have. Also, we are adding almond milk. So with our almond milk, we got our potassium, we got our fiber, so we're doing great. Now, my favorite ingredient is the Activia. We need the probiotics, all right? Just same way it helps in the gut, where you have all this good bacteria that's keeping the bad bacteria away, it's going to do the same thing in the vagina. Now, if you don't like Activia for whatever reason, you can try Greek yogurt. I am using a 1/2 cup, which is 4 ounces of Activia. I like to use the vanilla flavor for the Activia. You can do plain. You can change it if you want a different flavor, whatever you like, okay? You can change a lot of things up. Now, after I do this, now I'm adding my fruits. I use 1 kiwi. Believe it or not, this little kiwi has more potassium in it than a banana. It has more fiber than a bowl of oat cereal. More vitamin C than an orange does, okay? And then when we talk about the vitamin K and the vitamin A, more than avocado. So you got a lot of power in that little kiwi. So let's just keep that in mind. Then I do 1 cup of frozen pineapples. In the grocery store, you can get regular chunks of pineapples. If you don't like pineapples or you're allergic to pineapples, use mangoes, all right? Just double up on the mangoes. I'm also using papayas, okay? So you can use different fruits, but try to stick with fruits that we know improve the health of the vagina, okay? The pineapples have an anti-inflammatory component to it that helps. You got a lot of potassium in your pineapples. Same thing when it comes to your mangoes, all right? A lot of antioxidants. Once again, for each fruit, other than that little kiwi, I'm using 1 cup of frozen chunks, all right? Same with our papaya. That's all of our ingredients. So we are going to mix them up. And that is it for our Private Face Smoothie. And let me tell you, it is delicious. I make enough where I can have some for this particular day. And enough for the next day. All right, all you have to do is put this in a refrigerator and it'll keep quite well. And you can head on out the door the next day with your Private Face Smoothie. So it is quite delicious. I think you guys are going to love it. And I challenge every single one of you to try this for a week. All right. If you want to use it as a meal replacement in the mornings for breakfast or, lunchtime or even for a snack, give it a week. Let me know next week what you think, or what someone else thinks, I should say. Okay? It is delicious. Now, does anyone have any questions right now? I'm getting closer. I have my readers on. As we age, I need my Private Face Smoothie and I need my readers. So I'm getting closer to my screen here. Thank you, Tia. Tia has added the recipe for you guys in the chat. And I want to make sure I haven't missed any questions here. So we're substituting pineapples. You can add more mangoes. You can add more papayas, or you can add a different fruit. You can add apples if you want to. Blueberries are great as far as antioxidants, okay? So that helps with cancer prevention. Any other questions right now? All right, I am a pescatarian now. Let me be careful with the fish intake. Very true. But let's not forget with your spinach, you have a lot of omega-3s in your spinach, okay? So that is a wonderful superfood, and that is your base. So if you want to increase the amount of spinach that you're using, you could do that as well. Any other questions right now? All right. So I want you guys to try it. Tell me what you think. What the big question I want answered is, did it improve your taste? And I will be asking you guys this question next week. Next week, we'll be talking about the bump stops here. All right. How to prevent ingrown hairs in the private face. So I know I mentioned this earlier in the session, and I want to mention it again. I am Dr. Sin, your board certified OBGYN, national speaker and vulvar skin specialist. On August 15th, pray to God, we will be opening virtualgyn.com, okay? Virtualgyn.com. This is a place for women to go to be seen by telehealth if you have any pressing gynecologic needs. So you don't have to miss work. You don't have to go sit in a waiting room because of COVID. You know what I mean? All those type of things. Also, I'm offering second opinion consultations. So let's say that you're about to have major surgery, maybe a hysterectomy, and you want to make sure that you know all options available to you. All you have to do is go to virtualgyn.com and schedule an appointment. All right. So if you want to be made aware of the updates when it comes to virtualgyn.com, please email us at info@virtualgyn.com. We will be initiating these services in the state of North Carolina, and in due time, we'll be adding additional states. The states will be updated on our website. Once again, if you would like to be made aware when we are providing services for your state, send us an email. All right, let us know what state you live in, and we'll make sure that we'll send you a personal email letting you know when we can help you out. All right, so thanks everyone for joining. I hope to see you guys next week at Unveiling the Private Face. And I'll keep checking in here for any further questions. And to all of you guys, good night. Enjoy the Private Face Smoothie. And I'm anxious to hear from you guys next week. Good night.